Good morning, Teachers on Fire. My name is Tim Cavey. I'm an 8th grade teacher, assistant principal, and the host of the Teachers on Fire podcast and roundtable here on YouTube. I am joined today by 3 fantastic and creative educators, and I'm excited to jump into this morning's event. It's my very first digital art workshop and demo slam. So we are going to play with some tools that you may be familiar with, and we're going to go through some different tips and tricks. We're going to have fun. We've already discovered that a few things might glitch along the way, and you know what? That's just replicating the classroom. So that's going to be okay. We're all going to be chill and just roll with whatever happens here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming along on the ride. Before we get into any tips and tricks, I want our guests to introduce themselves. So, Bryon, tell us a little bit about your current context in education.
Hi there, I'm Bryon Carpenter, and right now I am a teacher at the Abbotsford Virtual School in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada, which is to the left side of the map, just near where Tim is actually. So we're not far away from each other, and I teach chemistry 11 and 12 in a remote settings. So all our course content is online, so kids can get to that, and I support their learning, workplace math 11 and 10, and then digital media creations from grade 6 to grade 11 at different levels of complexity, going from the small to the older. So that's what I do.
Well, thanks for being here, Bryon. You and I met a couple of years ago at a Google conference where Trevor McKenzie and Holly Clark and a few others were presenting 3 years ago. Oh my goodness.
I know, right? Time flies.
Time flies. All right, Jen, it's a pleasure to meet you in real time for the first time. Tell us about your current context in education.
Okay, so I've been a teacher for 20 years, and I actually started out as a visual arts teacher at middle school. And I guess I get bored easily. So I went from teaching art to teaching tech at the same school. So I was a middle school tech teacher. And then this year I just transitioned to elementary because I don't know, I'm crazy. Elementary, library, media, makerspace, tech, all of that stuff. And of course we're hybrid, part in person, part remote. And it is so crazy. And add kindergartners to that. And that's what I do. I'm in the Chicago suburbs, by the way.
No worries. Hey, whatever information comes to mind is cool with us. Erika Sandstrom, the green screen gal, we've had fun on a few collabs. We're doing another one today. Tell us about your current context in education.
Oh, Jen, I feel your pain. Oh, gosh. First of all, I'm really happy to be here with all of my favorite. These are some of my ed tech heroes sitting here. My green screen sister and Bryon, you're so great. And of course you, Tim. I am Erika Sandstrom, known as Green Screen Gal, and I am a 6th through 8th digital media teacher, but I also took on the role as digital learning coach at my school this year, and I'm also a district-wide help with all the PD for social emotional learning and mindfulness and all that. I'm also the founder of the Mindful Superhero Club, so all my shenanigans on green screen are mostly from my kids and how we use it to promote social emotional learning and creativity. How was that?
I love that connection. Yeah, I was fascinated the first time I came across you with just the ways that you integrate those two, and I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more. Want to say hi to Lisa tuning in from Abu Dhabi. That is awesome. And other friends on Twitter. And welcome if you're joining us on the replay as well. So we're going to get right into some tools. We're sort of dispensing with my usual interview script, and we're just going to have fun today. So we're going to do a lot of screen sharing. And Bryon, you are first up. So tell us about what you are hoping to do here this morning.
Well, my first thing is I'm hoping the tech all works smoothly, because that's, when you're doing a demo slam, if you're not running into tech stuff, then it's not legit, right? So no, I'm going to be talking about Adobe Spark video, and no, not Adobe Spark video, Adobe Spark as a suite of creation tools. And I'm a big Adobe Spark fan. I've been talking and preaching Adobe Spark in my district and at conferences not a lot beyond the local conferences, but talking about it as a creation tool. And Adobe Spark allows you to do a number of things, from creating some simple videos that kindergartners could create, all the way up to, it's a simple video platform. It's not very complicated. But knowing the limitations of what you can do, you can get at things very quickly. There's also a web page part of that, which allows you to make like a simple looking web page that's not posted, it's not public web page, so it's a linkable thing. And then there's the Adobe Spark post, which is my jam. It's my favorite thing that I do. And we're going to get into some remove background ideas in Adobe Spark post here. So I'm going to jump into sharing my screen, and hopefully I'm going to share this screen here. Oh, there's a message that I didn't read before, but it's okay. My audio, I'm going to put audio on just to make sure that in case I do show a video, the pro tip. Okay, we'll just trust that it's going to work. All right, so this is where I come to with my students, grade 3 to 5. They know how to get to spark.adobe.com, the website where we can go to. And once we get into here, this is the web-based application dashboard for Adobe Spark. And when I first started using Adobe Spark, it wasn't called Adobe Spark. It was called Adobe Voice, and it was a voice video tool that was available on the iPads only. And so that was about 2015 when I ran into that for the first time. My two colleagues, Gary Taves and Deirdre DeGagne, helping teachers, and David Ennis, were big. We were preaching this in classes and getting kids to make videos, because that was, kids didn't know how to make videos before, right? And teaching them how to use iMovie on the iPad, it was there at the time, but this is easy. This is about putting, content and voice over top of slides. The evolution of that was about a year later. Adobe Spark, or Adobe Video, became available on my iPhone. So I don't have my iPhone here, but on my iPhone, and I could do things in the same account on both places, the iPad and the iPhone. And I'm like, holy smokes, now I can hold it because I don't have an iPad, but I have an iPhone. So I can do that. And then Adobe did amazing things and put it into this web-based platform that we see here. And this web-based platform has evolved and gotten better and better and better. And so I'll show you around here really quick. This is the dashboard where it starts, and you need to sign yourself in. There's ways of signing yourself in. I use my Gmail account for my personal stuff, and I use my school account for my school stuff, and you sign yourself in. And then once you land in here, there's the big plus button. The big plus button allows you to add and create things, flyers, Instagram stories. Now, these are just names for post things at the top. They're for graphic creation things, collage, Facebook post, Instagram post. These are all things for Adobe Spark Post, which is the graphics tool. Then there's Web Page, which is Adobe Spark Pages. And then there's Adobe Spark Video right here. And you can look around and see some more of those things here. On the dashboard, it says, hey, what do you want to create? There's some big hot buttons that are down here. There's templates that talk about design ideas. And so if you're lacking in some creativity and you need a boost, you can go and steal an idea and remix it. So, looking at what other people do that is really well done is really important. Then your project lists are down here below that. And below that, you need some articles and inspiration. They've got a learning library. You need to learn about how to do something. Come and take a look at their Learn down here. And this is their page, their dashboard page right here. All right. How am I doing for time, Tim? We're coming along? I guess so. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to show you around what we can do with some posts, some graphics. So if I click on Instagram post, it's going to start up, and it relies heavily on the internet and an internet connection, so that it's back and forth between the Adobe server. In order to get around that, I have opened some other tabs up here where we can see what things look like. So when it comes in, we end up with a canvas. This is an Instagram post. It's a square canvas workspace, 1-to-1 ratio. What's the resolution of that? I'm not sure, because things come out really, really good as far as quality of resolution goes when I come out. When I come in here, the templates banner on the side is showing. I can X that if I have my own ideas about what I can do, and I can X that. There used to be a big plus button if you have been in here in the past 3 months over on the top right hand side. That's gone now. All those plus button things are here on the left hand side, where we can use templates, text, photos, icons, design assets, and this is new in the past month, so I'm not completely familiar with it. Backgrounds, logos, and other things that are in there. I'm going to bring a photo in here, and when I bring a photo in, I can upload photos from myself that I have taken, that I have collected. These need to be on the device that you're working on. If you're working on an iPhone, and I do most of my graphic creation actually on my iPhone, things that I make on my iPhone, but because it's web-based and I work with my students with this tool, I'm getting more familiar with the web-based side of it and having them do things web-based. You can upload your own photos. So when you click on that, it brings up your file system, and you can go find photos. You can go find free photos. Now, this library here of free photos gets its pictures from all kinds of places, Pixabay and all kinds of online sources that are there. The Adobe stock, sometimes you have to pay for those pictures, so I don't talk about that very much. And there's some other sources. You can connect your Google Photos and your Google Drive to this and have a pipe between those things so that you can get your photos back and forth. I'm going to upload a photo right now, and I'm going to go get a photo that I took of myself snowshoeing last Saturday. And we're going to do some stuff with this photo, and why I like Adobe Spark for doing graphic creations is that I can actually remove the background from this photo. It's loading, and there's my picture. So this is myself last Sunday, and we were up in the snow in Manning Park, which is near Vancouver, up in the mountains, and we found some snow. Once I'm in here, I can go and click on the picture, and on the right-hand side, do some things with it. They've got the remove background right here, which is what I really like that. There's add to background. So right now the picture's floating around. I can click on it and it makes it full size. So I can zoom in there and move it up and down. I can change a number of settings, filters, enhancements, and blur. If I click on remove background here, the AI engine in the background goes and chugs away and says, I'm going to do some work that we all have painstakingly done in things like Photoshop and other places, and it takes out the background. Problem with that picture there and the AI is it took my poles with it. So those poles are gone. But that's fine. It's just demonstrating what we're getting at here, that it can take the background out. It does a pretty good job of removing the background. Does it do a perfect job? No, it doesn't do a perfect job. But unless you're doing it by hand in Photoshop or the other tools that Jen and Erika are going to share with us and talk about, you're at the mercy of the AI, right? But that's pretty good. I can go and I can click on photos here, click on photos again, and find free photos. And I'm going to go with a beach scene because, it's always important to wear your snow gear when you're at the beach, right? And you can go and get a beach scene, and let's go and get this picture of the surf right here. We'll put this one in. And now when I add this photo to it, I can go and do some layering work where I can layer and put things one on top of the other. I'm going to add this picture to the background. When I do that, that goes like that. I'm going to move this freely for myself. Take this and anyhow, so you can see that you can you can put your stuff and do layers with your photos. Okay, I teach my students how to do this, and we have a lot of fun with that. I'm going to jump in and show you some other things that you can do with that remove background. I'll get back to that. Whoa. I know, right? So I'm going to show you that in a moment. This is my son, and he started working as an apprentice at an electrical company this past week. And being the proud dad that I am, I took a picture of his job site in the back, took his a picture that I took of him, about, 2 weeks ago, when he was wearing his Yale graduation hoodie, put some words on there, and I did some overlay. And this is a graphic. It's not a photo, but it's a graphic that I made with those different types of elements. We can add text and all kinds of things there. I'm going to jump back into this one right here and show you this graphic that I made just this morning as I was sitting here waiting for the live stream to start. And I asked Tim for a photo of himself, and we got that photo. And I'm going to restore the background to Tim's photo. So what we see here is we got Tim's school photo that he sent me, and it's got his school, classroom in the background. You can move that around and do some things like that. Once you click remove background, it actually takes the background out and does a pretty good job of clipping and trimming around Tim there, which is really nice, right? Okay, so that's one of the assets that's in this picture. Another asset in this picture is the flames that came from the icons that are available in Adobe Spark Post. If I click on icons here, I can go for flames and look for some flames because Teachers on Fire is on fire, right? And we can go and change and add some other kinds of flames to that. I like this flame here that has the curve on it, but we could go and change those flames and change the color. We have our icons and we can change our colors of those things to match the colors that we have in our graphic. If I click on the color, I have an eyedrop tool. That eyedropper tool allows me to go and snag a color off of there. Oh, I'm like, you know what, that red there on his tie, let's go get that red, right? Clicking on that, and those flames are the color of your tie, right? So you can go and get pictures or the colors from different places. And I work with my students, my older students, grade 9s and 10s, and talk to them about what these hexadecimal number codes mean for colors and how you can use those for branding and blah, 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 and things like that. So I'm going to get rid of this here. Clicking on this, delete that. I can talk a long time about all the crazy cool things that you can do. This is a text box that I can add through text in here. If I click text, add my own. We're going to go live right now and type that in there, and I can bring this piece in here like this. We can take and rotate that around there. Put that across there, change the shape of it. There's all kinds of things you can do with your shape in here. You can make circles, buttons, rectangles, and things like that, and change the opacity of the background. Lots to play with here. Significantly, a lot of things that you can do with this. What else can we do? There's a lot of things you can do. You can even add some video in the backdrop of this so that there's a moving background behind it in Adobe Spark Post. But lots of things you can do. Where do I learn a lot of the things that I do? I learn by paying attention to what others are doing. Watch, Erika and Jen and see what they're doing. And another place is from CLAUDIO ZAVALA Jr. And this guy is a star. Like, oh my goodness, you need a lesson idea for when? Monday, and it's Saturday? Come and watch one of his videos. He's got a video, his recent video that he just put up is called Designing Business Cards, right? And using Adobe Spark Post to make business cards so that you can create your graphics and lay everything out and do all your desktop publishing in there. And that's fantastic. He has a whole tutorial overview of Adobe Spark Post on the website, the web version here. He's got all kinds of resources that are there that are really, really great. There's that one. What's this one here? This is my library of all the things that you can make. You can even do things like have a text overlay, like block letters with words coming or pictures coming through, which is kind of cool that you can use for a banner. I'm waiting for this to spin. I didn't plan early enough on that, but it's coming. Okay.
Hey, no worries. Can I jump in for a second? Can you show us, before we move on to Jen, can you show us what the video behind the graphic looks like? You mentioned that feature. Yeah, what would, could we put some, let's say, some animated flames where the charcoal blank color is right now?
Okay, that's
and
It's
Yeah,
hard
if you
to do.
haven't played with that,
No,
no worries.
I haven't played with it enough, but
Okay.
Claudio has a video. He has a video that he uses, and
All right.
so he can get into that. Where did that go? I don't know. It disappeared, but I don't
That-
know where it is. But there's a lot that's there. Yeah.
That might come out looking like I'm in hell or something, so we may not want to do that. But that has some fun potential. Well, thank you so much, Bryon. Was there anything else that you wanted to add on, or I mean, thank you for that quick tour around Adobe Spark. Amazing.
Yes. So my students at my school, we work on our newsletter. And why is this not here? Oh, I had it loaded earlier, but it's taking time. My school newsletter, my students in grade 11 are my editing team for our newsletter. We've taken that away from the task from the office. Seriously, my goodness. There we go. And this is our AVS school newsletter. And my students have helped me design and build this over the past couple of years. We've got our hedgehog or our groundhog here saying Happy New Year's. And this graphic here was created by one of my students in class for this newsletter using Adobe Spark Post. He did it really quick, and we use it to design objects in there. This one here, Saving the Earth Recycling video. If I click on that, it opens up an Adobe Spark page, and this is an example of what you can do with a web page. And I should have had that loaded, but it's okay. It's coming. And Adobe Spark page, once you publish it and you look at it, it gives you a web page looking artifact that when you've loaded it right here has a banner at the top. As I scroll down, right, I can add text in here and insert Adobe Spark videos. These are my grade 3 to 5s that created these videos, and we can put these video artifacts in with their names. And this is really simple, but I'm like, how can I present this in our newsletter with their names and information about, that they've done? I could add text about these things. You can add collages and pictures about these things. And that's some of those artifacts that are in there. Other things that we can do is coming down here quickly. Okay, here's my mosaic art of our masks. So I did some Google drawing mosaic art using the polyline tool that Darren Multe talks about. Fantastic, talking about colors and shapes and working with those things. And I had my students, I took pictures of them in the hall at school with my phone, and then I shared a Google Drive folder with them. They took the picture, had all the background of like the hallway, removed it in Adobe Spark Post, exported as a transparent background into Google Drawing, and then from there they use the polyline tool in Google Drawing to mosaic their masks. And so we can get into some creative stuff. They really enjoyed that project. Another project that I did with mosaic was like logos and things, but that's not what we're talking about. So Adobe Spark Post allows remove background, allows graphics. My new podcast logo came from me making it in Adobe Spark Post, and you can do all kinds of grand things.
Thank you so much, Bryon. That was a good tour around Adobe Spark. Our time is running quickly, so I want to get to Jen. Jen, take it away. What have you got to show us this morning?
I can knock this out of the park, no problem. Spark was really cool. It reminded me it had a lot of things like Canva and like Noun Project, and I like to app smash lots of things together. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about. Making GIFs. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. What I'm going to do, let's share the screen. You always have to announce I'm sharing the screen. And yeah, so I'm going to show really quick with WeVideo, which is one of my favorite video tools. There's a free version. I do use the paid version, but I will show you some free ways to do this as well. So in WeVideo, what I did was I just used the record option, and it used my webcam, and I recorded myself just making, oh, that glitches when I try to show it. Just doing a reaction GIF, there we go, where I'm kind of like, hey, that's really interesting, good point. It's really short, like a 2-second clip, but in WeVideo, you can take a clip like this, just something that I, recorded from my webcam, and when I finish it, I can actually save it as a GIF file, which is great, and you hit export, and you let it export and all that stuff, but I take it into UnScreen, and UnScreen allows you to take a GIF, put it in, and it automatically removes the background for you. Is it perfect? No. Is it usable? Yes, it's pretty awesome. So imagine what you can do with this particular GIF, or you make one of yourself like, yay, cheering, or psh, mind blown. And you can use those in student projects as reaction GIFs, like as a teacher, like as commentary on your students' work, or have your students make these and use them in each other's work. So that could be pretty fun. Now, the other way to do this free, if you, let's stop for a sec here. Another way to do this for free would be to just use like your phone, record yourself, like just doing simple reactions, upload your phone video into UnScreen and remove the background that way as well. So yeah, so I like free and paid versions, and I like to smash all the things together for different reasons. The other way I use GIFs is in Screencastify. So Screencastify, go back to share. In Screencastify, blah, blah, blah. I like to just do simple GIFs to show students how to do things like instructionally, like go here, click this, do this thing. In Screencastify, they actually have this really neat function where you go to a point in your video and you click on the, what would you call this, an magnifying glass tool, and it will auto, so I highlighted the area I want, and it will auto like zoom in your clip. So this is pretty amazing. I love this, like blew my mind when I saw this. So screencast. Whoa,
Wow.
zoom in. That's where you need to go. I know. So that amazed me. And then you can export in Screencastify as a GIF as well. So I love to take those little clips and then drop them into like my directions for students, like go here and zoom, click here, or go here and zoom, get this file or hit this button, you know, so you're not looking at a whole big screen. It kind of like zooms in and then it goes back out. And I love how automatic that is. The other thing you could use Screencastify for would be to do like straight up animation. So another thing I do love to use is my iPad, and I've gotten really hooked on like Procreate and making GIFs and like hand-drawn animated GIFs. Not everybody can afford an iPad and an Apple Pencil and all of that stuff. I know my kids don't have it. So one thing that you could do is use a tool like Google Slides. Again, share the screen. Google Slides, and just use a picture and use each slide as a frame. So here I took, this is actually a drawing that I did, and I just rotated it a little bit. So if I grab these and I copy and I paste to just make it go a few times, maybe. Now, what I can do is using Screencastify, I can turn on, so Screencastify extension, blah, 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 start recording. We'll pretend that's working. And then I can just use my arrow to record that. Then in Screencastify, in their editing tools, you can actually, let me back up here, you can use their crop tool and crop the clip, because you don't have to save your whole screen. You can just do that section of the screen. So I can just save this part of the little Kahoot ribbon, you know, dancing back and forth. And then I have a little GIF of that particular, you know, I've made my own animation. I've made my own stop motion animation, and you can have kids do that because Screencastify is free. They have a paid version, but a lot of those tools to save as GIF is totally free. So that's my super fancy GIF tools.
That was super fun. I'm trying to digest all of that you went through that so efficiently. So okay, so I use Screencast-O-Matic, but I'm assuming it's the same in Screencastify that you can select the portion in advance, right? Not after the fact, but in advance, which portion of the screen you want to record. I'm wondering, Jen, I mean, that's a really cool way. I've never thought of that as a way to make a GIF, just to replicate slides and scroll through them. Is there, do you know of any other apps or platforms that would work to make slides into a GIF, or you found this and it works for you?
Yeah, hold up, Brian. There's a service called Tall Tweets that lets you, I think you take the thing. I couldn't use it with my students though, because the privacy policy was fuzzy. It was unclear if that worked or not. Okay. So my district, when they get weird about that, they're like, no. So that's why I use Screencastify. I realize it's a little bit of a workaround, but I know that that's a service that does it too. And then Brian, you might have another one, because I think there was another one that did the same thing too.
In Google Slides, right within Slides, you go to add-ons, and you can add on an add-on called Creator Studio. And Creator Studio, I like it. And I've been doing I've been making GIFs with my students as the outro for like WeVideos, you know, the made by me, and you have their head rotating around or things like that, you know, like have an artifact you can stick onto the end of a video, right? And so there's that one, and there's also Bjorn's, BJORN's GIF Maker, which is an add-on for slides. And I learned these things from Darren Malte out of Edmonton. So shout out to Darren for him teaching me those tricks.
I also, Jen, really like the WeVideo GIF Maker. You made that look so easy, and right in your current context, which sort of has a noisy background, it worked pretty well.
I know, go figure.
That's really impressive. So if you had, like, I have a tight green screen behind me, and I could make a, you know, like this kind of a thing as a teacher.
Yes.
And little known fact, by the way, Google Docs accepts GIFs or GIFs. So, you know, you can put them in slides and other apps, but you can put them in docs too. I think a lot of teachers haven't really. Well, that is so fun, Jen. Thank you so much. Anything else to add, Jen?
Thank you. I do have a couple little like shout outs or plugs or whatever.
Sure.
I did illustrate a book. So I had a children's book, and this is called Coding to Kindness. My author is Valerie Sousa, and this is through EduMatch Books, but you can find us on Amazon. But I drew this, and I did it on my iPad with Procreate and my Apple Pencil. So there's that, and then I do have a YouTube channel of my own. I have a couple, but the one I want to throw out there is from my Google Innovator project, my Google Innovator project. It's called Reset EDU, and I will do one last really quick share just to show you that. Reset EDU is my YouTube channel where I talk about all kinds of teachery things that hopefully my goal is to kind of give teachers a little boost, a little kick in the butt, a little press of the reset button when teaching feels like it sucks, which can happen a lot right now.
That is putting it nicely. Yes, that is true. Well, make sure you surf on over, and we will do sort of as we sign off, we will do some how can we connect with yous, but make sure you check out Jen's YouTube channel. Wow, this is awesome. So make sure you subscribe. I've got that bell clicked as well, so I can stay closely connected.
Thank you.
You know, I love clicking the bell for just about every educator because you can kind of keep tabs on who is putting stuff out. Holly Clark went live 4 minutes ago, stuff like that. It kind of, you always get a sense of what's going on. And I like that a lot. Well, thanks for that, Jen. Hey, before we move on to Erika, one more thing. Can you show us a couple of the illustrations in your book that you did on Procreate?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's zoom in on it. I see my students having fun with that app, and I haven't used it, but
it depends on like the pencils or the like brushes that you use. And I really fell in love when I was doing this book. It actually just looks like a colored pencil, like the texture of it and everything. The three girls in the story are modeled after Ada Lovelace, Dorothy Vaughan, and Grace Hopper. So it's like kind of like cool women's empowerment STEM stuff at the same time. And then there's these little puzzles. This is early primary, but there's these little puzzles where you have to like use the coding arrows to like make your way from the beginning to the end. So yeah, super fun.
Super fun. Well,
super great.
Very
nice. Yeah, very cool. Thinking about tablets, actually, John Sowash for Chromebook schools, John Sowash was telling us about a product that is coming out for Chromebooks to allow students to draw on a tablet that is Chromebook compatible. That one is called One by Wacom. So that'll be interesting. I'm in a Chromebook school. Yeah.
Yes.
Erika, the green screen gal who always brings the energy and creativity. What have you got for us this morning?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Oh, let me tell you, I'm sorry for my fogginess today, but it kind of goes with what I'm going to share. It's very zen. How do you follow those two, Tim? Seriously. And actually, it's interesting because I mentioned a lot of things for me, which is great. So I don't have to demo a lot of things that they even mentioned, like Creator Studio. Okay, well, today I'm going to share something that a lot of people have asked me, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? Plus, it is something that I really want people to start creating. I'm going to teach a couple of the methods of how I made these breathing bubbles. So what I've been doing, hold on, I share screen. Here we go. I'm so nervous because of my tech issues today. Okay, here we go. Are we good? All right. Yeah. Okay, I have a lot of tabs open, so wish me luck. So if you've seen my Twitter or Instagram, you've seen these. Uh-oh, here we go. Is that showing?
Yeah.
Okay. It was starting to tunnel on me. On my Instagram and everything, I've been posting these breathing bubbles that were personalized for students. And I just got this idea. I'm like, this could really, really be powerful. So we have started something called #MyBreathingBubble. And I'm trying to use several different programs. That is actually me in kindergarten, which is hilarious. But I'm using all different programs to create these breathing bubbles so students can personalize them for themselves. And then we had an idea like, how can we help others make them? So we've actually been getting orders at school from the teachers, sending us pictures of their pets and everything else. It's been a blast. So with these breathing bubbles, there's so many different ways we can do this. One way is to make them in Google Slides or in PowerPoint and using Creator Studio, which is what they mentioned with this add-on. Creator Studio lets you make it into a GIF or even a video, but you can take it elsewhere for the music after that. But with this, it's a pretty simple process, just very tedious. This one I haven't finished yet, so I think it's going to work. But I find it really important that you have a green background so you can take it into WeVideo or even iMovie to put backgrounds in it later. And all I did was I simply put a picture of my dog. Well, I'm sorry, she passed, but this is Pepe. And with this picture, you can also do this in Google Draw, is to, insert your image. And let's see if we can find Pepe. Okay. And I always tell people, before you put it in a shape, you want to definitely crop it down to about to a square. And that way it won't end up as an oval, because I'm going to put this in a circle shape. And it's great because you can put it in a heart, lots of things. Now, what's neat is GIFs can also be put into these shapes, but it doesn't show up afterwards except as an image. So I'm sure you all know this, but this crop tool, if you go to the right of your crop tool, you can choose a shape and choose any shape you want. You can add borders, drop shadows, all that. But the important thing with the breathing bubble is to make sure that it's aligned up perfectly with your red markers here. This is Saturday. I'm sorry, my language. I just lose my vocabulary on Saturdays. Okay, I'm so tired. So this first one, I started off pretty small, and then I just duplicated the slide, Control-D, and just made it a little bit bigger. But the important thing is you have to line it up. Otherwise, your bubble will be all over the place. And so on and so on and so on. So when you do finish this, it will be more smooth. I also have been playing around with making the same one a couple times first, just to make it smoother. But I'll get back to that later because that's the one I'm still working on. As you can see, I've been playing around with fire since you mentioned that. So also in Google Draw, you can do the same thing with the shapes and the crop tool. So that's a simple way to make your bubble. But let's go into how I animate them. One other one I have been playing with, I wish I could have gotten my iPad to work. I wish I could get all of this to work right now. Oh boy. Might close a tab after I use it. Let's do that. Okay. So another way I have made these bubbles is using DoInk. And in DoInk, it's a lot of fun because you can use their animation tool, and they have a really fun text tool. And the thing about DoInk I love is that you can manipulate anything in any direction. It's not so strict as most other things are for rotating and stuff. So I did make this one. This is one I just started working on using the animation tools in DoInk to do square breathing, which is one type of breathing they use in the military. You inhale up the side of the square, you hold, and then you go down the square with your exhale and then hold. So this was made in Do Ink. This is just my first try. So we're going to jazz this up some more. So the arrow is from their animation. And then you hold. Give it a try, guys. Inhale. Oh, sorry. We're in exhale. So I had some fun. Okay, so I promise when I'm done showing you everything, we're going to do a breathing bubble together. I actually did one before we started. So that's one way to do this in Do Ink. The other way in Do Ink to do this is I'm still smoothing this one out. This is one that I have to spend more time on. I did this really quickly, so it's not very smooth, but this is the one with my kindergarten picture. And the reason I'm the reason I'm encouraging people to put pictures of themselves as a smaller child is our inner child gets beat up a lot on a daily basis, even as adults. We put ourselves down. We're, constantly negative self-talk. So when you think about yourself and your heart as a young child or a little toddler, that little girl didn't, she was happy. She doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve to be called a loser or whatever else I called myself that day, because we all do it. And so I think it's a powerful thing to put in your bubble. Let's see. So my favorite way right now is using Canva or Adobe Spark as well to create the bubble first, because as you noticed with my face, it was shrinking down, which was kind of cute because you see your nose. So the bubble wasn't moving with the picture. You can make it that way though, either way. So in Canva or in Adobe Spark, I have the kids go to social media and choose Instagram story. And the reason I do that is because it's a square template, not story. I lied. Rewind. Instagram post. Can you guys see everything okay? Everything's good? It's hard when you can't hear people.
You are killing it.
Okay, great. So there's so many ways that you can do this. I mean, your creative juices will flow after this presentation. And I've played around with it a lot. And my favorite thing is to go to Elements. And before I do that, I always tell the kids, we're going to bring this into WeVideo or into Do Ink or other places. So I want you to make your background green. Now, the only reason you wouldn't choose green for your background is if you have a lot of green in your picture, if there's a nature scene or something. That is still adjustable with CHROMA key and all that. But I have the kids make it green, usually a little brighter than that one. So you can go into your color palette and we'll just do some green. There we go. We love green. And then elements. I love elements. These elements are a blast. And I was looking for fire for you, Tim, because I do have a lot of little GIFs and cute stuff in here. But this particular section right here where the frames are, there's so many shapes and cool things you can do. And they even have these donut ones, which I had a student use this one, and she put, and I'll show you in a second how to do this. She curved some text and put the word "just breathe" with her name, just to remind herself to breathe, keep breathing, or you can put your favorite quote around the edge. I love the letters. Some kids have put their letters of their first name and put something in there, the heart. But the basic one that most kids have used is just the circle or the shape, doesn't matter. And I have them make it as large as they can, just because it's easier when you get into WeVideo, and you'll see what I mean by that. And we try to center it, makes our lives easier. And then here, obviously, you can upload your own, you can put videos into, and that's what's powerful to me. So, and GIFs. So one of the things the students have been doing, where is that GIF? I just had it under videos. Here it is. A lot of the kids love SpongeBob. So they went to the web and saved the GIF or wherever they found the GIF. And I always tell people, make sure that it says GIF or GIF image. And then what you can do, all right, I should stop leaving that screen, is you can put that right inside your bubble and have an animated bubble of Patrick.
Nice.
And it's so fun. And then when you download it as an MP4. And the green will help us in a bit. So I had a student here. He made this one. This is one he made a while ago. That's the picture of it. Why isn't that working? Oh, here, play. So he put this in because he made this a while ago, and he's like, it's perfect for my bubble to get rid of his negativity. Bam. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah. So your green screen things. So it's absolutely endless. Here's another student. He, has this one with one of my mindful superheroes, and he put it in the fun shape. But let's see here. So I love that fact that you can use GIFs and videos in here. But another thing that Canva has, and I'm sure Adobe Spark has it too. I know Brian's going to be playing, let's see, videos in here built in. And you can, with Canva, teachers have to get signed up for their free account, and it might take like a week, but it's so worth it. You have to I don't know, you guys use Canva. So you have to upload proof of being a teacher, but it is so worth it. Mm-hmm. So in here, you put in nature. I mean, it's endless. I have, we got rain there. Let's see what else we have. All kinds of things. I really like this one because I love birch trees. So you can make a bunch. So I had the kids make, I said, whatever triggers come and joy for you. And it could be a picture of your dog. It could be video off your phone. I always tell them, take some slow-mo video of your dog. But I tell them, edit it on your phone first. Because like if you have a video of your dog and then your dog goes to the bathroom or something in the video, I'm like, just chop that part off and just pick the part of the video that you think would be good in your bubble. And it's been really fun for the kids to find all these videos and stuff of their pets. But
Erika,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you hit download there, do you have the option to save as an MP4 or a GIF? I think you do, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So you can save it as a GIF and it will just keep looping, or you can save it as an MP4. And then that's actually a good point because it might be easier as a GIF, but or GIF. But you'll see when we get into WeVideo how to deal with that. So anyway, I could go on for days about examples of how you can do this. But another thing before I leave Canva is if you choose something like, I think I had one started. Let's just choose this one with a ring around it. Where did it go? Of course, the pressure. Oh,
hey, Erika, while you're looking for that, are students with the free account in Canva able to do these things?
Yes. Yes, they are. They have access to all of it. But I do encourage them to find footage, on Pexels, videos, things like that. But they usually have their own footage from their phone because I don't want to deal with anybody. Because they do have in here an EDU and they have free. And we're allowed to use them. But I have, you have to be careful with that. And it actually has free, an option here where you can change it to free or education.
Oh,
and there's so much in there. You can even put... what did I put the other day? I put backgrounds in just because I was curious what shows up. And there's just some real, oh, look at this, Tim. There you go. I don't think that's for a breathing bubble, but that's pretty cool. But it's just endless what they have. I have got some beautiful stuff in here, just already ready to go. So anyway, with this ring here, what I discovered with the kids, I'm like, let's have some fun with this. So we use the text tool, and that's where we put like, just breathe or just breathe, or a quote around it, or your name, or just anything, and spell it right, of course. Can't even tell you how many times I spelled breathe wrong. And then the fonts are endless in here, and all that. And then the color, of course, but this is where it gets fun. Effects. Now there's all kinds of things you can do, but the one I've been using with the kids is the curve tool. Curve tool's powerful. Period. I mean, there's lots of different things like there's a website I use for curve tool all the time. I can't think of it right now. Pick font, I think. So instead of having to use pick font or something like that, I just come right in here and what happened to my curve? All right. You put the curve, and then obviously here you can rotate it, and it's just endless fun. And then the kids they just have a blast, and then control copy, control paste, and just do more. Put some little symbols in between. I would make it a lot prettier if I had time. You get the gist. So anyway, the kids have really enjoyed making the bubbles. Now, if you have a picture in here, let's just put an image in. All right, here's me doing yoga, which I need to be doing more ever since. Yeah, I'm a yoga instructor, and it's, you know, what COVID's done to all of us. We've all just turned into different people. So, so I'm going to take that out and use that as my reminder. And here, you don't even need the green for this part. You have a PNG here, and look at this transparent background. So I can just download that as a transparent background. All right, let's go into the animation of WeVideo. This is where it really gets fun. Now, when you go ahead, do you have something to say?
No, well, I was going to say, I can see where you're going. You're going to use CHROMA key in WeVideo, right? To take out that green.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I am. And
oh,
like
this is awesome.
There's so many different ways. I first started off in WeVideo making the bubbles in WeVideo, but the background video, you know, the parameters of it, you had to make the video so big, and the bubble wasn't moving with the video. Plus Jen would know what I'm talking about here. You also had to make the bubble first, then bring it back in as a different video, and I don't even want to go there. So this ended up being the easiest way to do it, is making the bubble elsewhere and bringing it in. You can totally make it all in WeVideo and in doing. All right, so when you get in here, I've been having the kids just create a video, and it could be a GIF or a GIF as well. It doesn't really matter. But I like the music, you know, you want the music. So make a video. So up here, the first thing I have them do is change the format. You don't have to, but I like the square just because it's a breathing bubble I'm going to put on my phone and have at all times whenever I need it, which is a lot lately, but yeah, it works. So we start off with 2 video tracks. They're going to have more in the end, but basically let me find my breathing. I've been using WeVideo a long time. Can you tell? All right, here we go. Breathing bubbles. Okay. As you can see, I've been doing this a lot. First of all, under My Media, you have to get your breathing bubble into WeVideo. So there's lots of ways you can do this. You can import it. You can drag it. You can bring it in from Google Classroom, Google Drive. But here I'm just going to drag this one in so I have it ready to go. Now, first of all, with the picture now, I don't have the green to get rid of. So I'll do that one let me do that one first. Here. Let's see. Let's take this one with the clouds. I think that's just a picture. Is that correct? Into the top row. And nope, this is a video. So since it's a video, this is a little different because when you're animating it and cutting it up the way I'm going to show you, you have to go with the size of the video. But before that, I'm going to make it easier and go with the picture. So here's the picture. I don't have to take the green out because I downloaded it, but if I did, I could take out the green background. And I always tell everybody, please take out the background first of the green, because if you chop this up, you're going to have to do it each and every one after that. So obviously this can go up to 1 minute, no problem, but we don't even have to do that. So what I have figured out for animation is I'm going to zoom this out a bit. This is on track 2 because you're going to put some backgrounds in a minute. And I have decided with the kids that, and just from watching bubbles, we practice how much we have to inhale for seconds, how much we should hold it and let it out. And one that's worked really well is in for 3, hold for 3, out for 3, hold for 3. But honestly, I like the 3-2-3-2 combination, and you can do whatever you want. And it's math for them. It's really funny. But the best part is everybody keeps practicing as they're making their bubbles, because once they start doing this, they start practicing, and they were all zenned out. It was hilarious. Okay, so I don't have my glasses on. I'm so sorry. Oh boy, how embarrassing. I'm right up on the screen. So what you do is you go up to 3 seconds. So I'm going to do 3-2-3-2. 3-3-3-3 is easier for the kids because they get confused, and cut it. And then I'm going to go, so this is my inhale button. And then I'm going to go to, and there's probably an easier way to do this, but this has been working well for us. 2 more seconds. So 3 + 2 is 5. And then 5 + 3 is, everybody? Oh, Tim's the only one there.
8. It's 8.
And you can go as close as you want. And then 8 + 2 is
10.
Yeah, good job, Tim.
Okay.
That was so condescending. I didn't mean it to be. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Sorry about that. I'm like, wait a minute, that was really rude. Okay, so I'm glad I can't see myself right now because I'm sure my nose is up in the screen. So for this first one, this is what's so great, and Jen is really good at this with WeVideo, is if you double click this, this is our inhale button. Inhale, or it could be breathe in. And up here, you want to animate. You only want to animate inhale and exhale. So the holds, you don't have to animate. And so we'll go to the animation for start and after. Start and end. So you're going to bring it down. And I always tell the kids, you know, the more your bubble shrinks and grows, the more you're going to breathe. If you have a little bit, like if you use PowerPoint and do the zoom, it only goes a little bit and it doesn't work. You want to breathe it in. So I say pick a number that you can remember. So this one I'm going to pick, let's see, 404, 404. That might be too small, but we'll see. And then I'm going to end it. And since I had it at a good size here, 0, 0. And it's not always the same numbers for everybody. It just depends. So far we have, and breathe with me, everybody. Ready? Okay, nice breath, right? Because and before I even do this lesson, guys, I teach the art of breathing and I teach the science behind it and why it's good for you. And it's wonderful. So this one is already where it needs to be. So I tell the kids, you know, you don't want to animate the holds. They're going to be here. And this one's already at the 0, 0. It's perfect. So this one, where are we going to start it?
At 0, 0.
0, 0. And we're going to end it at, you remember?
404.
404, 404.
Oh, this is awesome.
Oh, good. See, I'm glad to get reaction because I'm like, can't even see myself.
I know. This is so good.
Okay. And then this one, obviously, is going to be a problem right now, but we're going to fix it. So here's your exhale. And then obviously we have to not animate it, but go to here and we are going to make 404, 404.
Oh, so then it loops from you get the starting of your video and the end, and then you loop it and it just keeps on going.
This is the same way you can make yourself run in and then all of a sudden take off and fly. Because you can animate yourself, you know,
right.
This is how you do the animation in WeVideo. Manny Curiel, Discotheque Manny, he's really good at this too.
Yeah,
so Jen and Bruce Riker, he's really good. So here we go. We should have just a WeVideo or a Do Wink animation day. And hold it. Do it with me, guys. Exhale. Hold it. Now, instead of having to do that all the way across like you do with videos, I shrink it down. I tell the kids, grab it, control copy, control paste. Oops. And that happens sometimes. You have to make sure that it's at the end. Paste. Oops. Jen, I'm sure you run into this problem. This drives me nuts. There's probably a shortcut to get there.
Hit the fast forward button and it should take you right to the end.
Oh,
Yeah,
so your playhead's right at the very end of that segment?
Yeah, it just sometimes it gets caught up. So here, this is what I do with this. And then my computer's freezing a little bit. I apologize. And you go up to 1 minute and then you cut off the excess. And this is just for the picture. I think my computer's acting up. And I tell the kids, you know, make sure you close the gaps too, in case that. So you just grab them all, close the gaps. Okay, we're going to pretend this is 1 minute because my computer won't paste. So now we have that. We have our bubble and it's 1 minute, but we need some backgrounds. Stock media in here is insane. It's so fun. And this is why you don't put the background in Canva, because the whole square would go with the background. So that's why we do the green, and that's why we do the transparent. This one had a transparent background, but the green. So here.
So then your background isn't zooming then, right, Erika?
Right. You don't want your background to zoom. So that's what the green's for.
Separate layer.
Oh,
And you need the green with the videos and the GIFs.
Take me to those beaches.
Exactly. I want to go to the Maldives. We'll go someday. Let's all do that. We'll figure it out.
We should have a demo slam from the Maldives, right?
Absolutely. It's a date.
Okay.
How about, I'm not even joking, guys. Put it on your vision board. Okay. So don't even get me started. I love my vision board. So I'm just going to grab a beach, you know, just to be quicker here. I'll just grab, is that a picture? Grab some beaches and wherever you want to be. Okay. And you can even grab designs. What's fun in here is you can put a picture in. I mean, I'm sorry, like a color And look at all this. And this is all in stock media. I don't go to these backgrounds because they're kind of overused. I mean, that's just the basics, but there's so many, it's ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. And then obviously I want to chop this down. This should be 1 minute, but it's whatever. So I also tell the kids, it's really nice when you're in here to, before your background's changed to another background, to put a transition in between it because it's smoother, because you don't want it to be choppy. So I'm doing a lot here. A lot of steps here. I am making a tutorial for all this, so eventually.
Oh, okay,
right.
Good.
So yeah, I know it's a lot. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Isn't that great? So then that's why I said there's some easier ways to do this. But this is just such a great, this one's been turning out so great. So we need some audio. Yes, there's audio in here. There's all kinds of, you know, free music, premium music. But in stock media, if you just put in the word calm or meditative or meditation and change this to audio, oh yeah, it's just endless. You can put rap, R&B. It's like endless. So I'm going to find one that I put under favorites, because you can do favorites here. That is not it. Sorry. This one. I love it. This one I found under meditation, I think. So here we go. And we're just going to make sure it's on the row and chop it off. All right. But we're still not done. This is what we have so far. You like? I'm sure you don't want to look at me doing yoga, but so then the top row, I add another video track. You can add another audio track too. There's a bubble where I added the sounds of rain and I added a song.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah, that one's really good. I love that one. So on here, I have the kids use text. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And then I can just do simple one here. Now, the thing I have found is that if I just make the inhale message this short, or you could do inhale confidence, exhale doubt, stuff like that, whatever works for the kids. And then obviously you change the font and all that. Do you do time? I don't even know where my time's at. And then you can put your text wherever you want. I can't really see it. Okay. So watch the timing on this. So inhale confidence. It goes a little fast. So that's why your bubble's going to be 4, 4, 4, whatever you want. So what I've been doing with the kids, instead of just inhale and then put hold here, I've been putting the inhale about halfway down the hold, and then the exhale the same to the end of that. And we'll put exhale doubt.
Hey, Erika, a question about age level. How old are your kids that are doing
Middle
this?
school. That's why I'm saying I am making some simple ones for elementary in Doink and in Google other things. This is the most advanced one we've done. Right. But the kids have handled it, and I teach special ed. So my special ed kids, they're all small group kids, and they've been rocking it.
Excellent.
And which surprised me. I was worried. But so then up here, I'm just going to put right here, and you can put anything you want, obviously, for the text. I'm going to put the hold over the hold, and you don't have to go this fancy. You can just do inhale, exhale in one line and leave it the way it is. So obviously you change the fonts and all that. So let's do that. And you can put the hold in the center. You know, you can put it anywhere you want. I don't know. I'm rushing. So there is that. So now I have, and there's so much creativity with this. You can do whatever you want. Inhale, confidence. Hold, exhale, doubt, and then hold. And then if you can manage pasting this, you can paste this whole thing. Well, do the hold first for this one, and then you can paste it all the way down. But so the hard part, not hard, but the difference here with video is that, you know, you made a really good point. They're doing a GIF, guys, but the GIF, if the GIF's not 1 minute long, you have to chop your videos up, and you have to chop them up all the way down. You can't just, what am I thinking right now? You can't just do 4 of them and then repeat it. You could, but you're going to have a little jump in your video. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me
unless you can loop it perfectly.
Right. And a lot of them have worked out that way. Those little nature videos. I'm going to see if I can find one. I have so much stuff going on. I'm in the MassQ conference next week, guys. If anybody is interested in going, I'm 2 sessions there. And then I'm doing a special 3rd session, SEL live chat.
How much does MassQ cost?
I don't know. Actually, I think it's like $99, but there's over like, you should look at how many sessions there are. It's insane.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Erika, on that note, do you have one more quick thing to show us? I was just thinking, I do want to respect everyone's time, and we should start to wrap up. But yeah,
I didn't even realize time was up. I was having so much fun. Honestly, the only thing I was saying with videos, it's the same thing. Cut it up, but you keep going, and then you trim off, and then you put but you can put like 5 of these video bubbles and do it that way. Yeah, and then finish. Okay.
Thank you so much, Erika. That was amazing. And you've given us a lot of inspiration in terms of all of those platforms, WeVideo and Canva and Slides. Amazing stuff. Well, thank you, each of you, for joining me today. I was thinking if we had time, it would be fun to just run over our Google Chrome extensions and sort of compare what we've got going on in our taskbars right now. But I do want to shout out our... no description, but we'll save that for another time. I do want to shout out Lisa, who's been here from start to finish. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. A Reset EDU. Thanks for joining us as well over on YouTube. We've got Scott Noons, who joined us on YouTube, Justine, and a number of others. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bryon, how can we get in touch with you? You've got a new podcast. Let us know how we can reach out and follow your learning.
All right. Well, my learning, I record my learning every morning as I go out for my morning walk. And on my name down there, Fresh Air at 5, you can follow me on Twitter on Fresh Air at 5 and Bryon Carr. That's the best way to get a hold of me, actually the best way. And my podcast is Fresh Air at 5. So yeah, got any questions about Spark? Reach out, but I'm gonna jump ship now and go to Canva because it's incredible that Erika just demonstrated. Holy smokes! See, because I was using Canva back a long time ago, and so now I have to change my game. But no, I'm a Spark guy, so yeah.
Bryon, we've had that debate a few times, so I'm a little bit offended that I couldn't convince you, but Erika could in 20 minutes. So,
dude, you didn't show me anything. Like we didn't do the demo slam.
All right, thank you so much. And Margaret is joining us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for joining us there, Margaret. Yes, thank you to my guests today for these innovative digital ideas. Jen, how can we connect with you and follow you if we are new to your work this morning?
Well, the most common way is, I figure out where this goes, is Mrs. Leban on Twitter. I do have an Instagram, and it's the Mrs. Leban. I don't know why I couldn't get the other one. And then resetedu.org is my website for the other stuff. There's a lot of things. Just do those two.
And don't forget about Jen's amazing YouTube channel. I know you don't want to plug too much, Jen, but I am trying to do more in the YouTube space. You've got some amazing momentum here, so make sure to subscribe to Jen over there. And Erika, how can we connect with you?
Oh, isn't Jen great? Told you, Tim.
Awesome.
Yeah. Greenscreengal.com, still working on, but please go there and sign up for freebies, because then I can send you an email to tell you when my online course is finished, which is almost there. It's called 321 Become a Green Screen Rockstar and Become a Green Screen Guru. I'm also in the MassQ conference. You can find me on Twitter, Green Screen Gal, on what is it called? Instagram, Green Screen Gal 44. I have a Facebook page and all that good stuff. Oh, and please, 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 if you make these breathing bubbles, hashtag it and tag me or tag Club Mindful, my students, because they really want to spread the love and really help everybody start do this. We're also going to start taking orders from people to help make bubbles for them. Hashtag my breathing bubble. I think it's open because I found it. Thank you so much, Tim.
Sweet.
Yeah, hashtag my breathing bubble. And here is Erika's amazing homepage, which
so obnoxious. I need to tone it down, but That's who I am. That's who I am, you know.
For sure. That's consistent with your brand.
Yes.
Well, thank you again so much to our guests. You got more than you bargained for this morning, but thank you for sticking around. And all of this, you know, I find all of this, it's like tangential, right? I mean, you see one thing and that gives you an idea for something else.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully to all of our guests, yeah, Shannon Brown says, thanks, lots to digest. You've been given some ideas, either some, you know, some things you can replicate exactly, or maybe something else that this inspired you to do. But from me here at Teachers on Fire, I want to say to all of you, we're going to connect again soon. In the meantime, take care, share an encouraging word to encourage a colleague, and keep that fire for learning burning bright. Bye-bye.